Oman has been historically always at the center of the Silk Road, connecting India with the Middle East, as well as East Africa and the Mediterranean Sea through Egypt. And being in the middle of the Silk Road allowed the people of this land to learn important skills as merchants and sea traders.
We've seen different souks in the different cities that we've been visited. They're all pretty much the same but slightly different. They have different characteristics. If you want to see how the locals live and how the locals go and buy and sell their own goods, you should be going there between like 6 and 8 a.m. because it's really lively, it's buzzing, everyone is like shouting, everyone is buying things, so it's a very interesting experience.
We visited a lot of souks in this trip because we think that was like a cornerstone and a legacy of the tradition of this country and these people. We are at the Nizwa Goat Market, which takes place every Friday between 6 and 8 a.m. and it's quite popular as all the Bedouins gather here to sell their livestock. Historically, Oman has been always a country divided into two areas. The coast with its important trading towns. We are in Sur, which is a city about 200 kilometers south of Muscat. It's a city famous because here they still have the shipyards of the ancient dhow, which are very typical boat that you use here in the Gulf. These are the ruins of Kalat. In ancient times, the major port connecting the Middle East with India and Asia. It was even mentioned by Marco Polo. After a earthquake and the arrival of the Portuguese on the Omanite coast, the town has been fully abandoned. This is the only building that is still standing, listed as one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The other part of the country is the interior, which is separated from the coast by the Ashar Mountains. People from the interior of Oman have a more Bedouin traditions and historically have been trading, crossing the Arabian Desert more with the Middle East and Egypt. We are on a convoy to go to the desert camp for tonight, but luckily Valentina is managing to go up to the dunes like an experienced lorry driver.
We spent one night in the desert, and Said, who is the manager of the camp, has been absolutely superb. He has been the perfect host. He was entertaining us. He was very kind, very approachable, and absolutely a pleasure to spend the evening with him.
صباح القهوة قهوة بدوية صحراء عمان.
The camp was very nice, and the only thing that unfortunately nobody can control is when we were actually watching the sunset, there was just a tiny little bit of wind.
The sunset in the desert is always like a touching experience, although this time we experienced with a strong wind that sometimes seemed like a sandstorm.
We are the Wadi Bani Khalid, and now we'll just get fully equipped, fully dressed, and we can go for a swim.
It's really one of the most popular wadi in Oman, and it's really amazing. It looks like to be like an aquatic park, but it's all natural. We are in a fort dominating the town of Matrah, which it could be considered as the historical center of Muscat. Matrah is famous for the souk, the fish market, and the beautiful corniche where it's nice to stroll at sunset. This is the Lamna Palace, one of the main residences of the Sultan here in Muscat. Oman, as it is right now, is the product of the vision of Sultan Qaboos, who died in January 2020. He started ruling in 1970, when the country was very rural. Nowadays, Oman is a very rich country, obviously due to the oil discovery, but it retains a very important and very prominent tradition, and people are very proud of their heritage.
It's fascinating, the fact that when you're walking through town, every man and women that are from Oman, they still wear the traditional clothes, and the fact that they actually are happy and proud to wear those.
This is Omani Didasha. It's a white, which is it's a formal, It's for during working hours in government, by the law should be white. This is which we call it farikha. This is the best place to put a perfume in order to avoid, any spot in white clothes. And this is a kumma, and during working hours should be to wear Omani turban, which is more formal. In according to Muhammad Prophet, turbans are crowns of Arab people. This consists of 5 minarets. And the wisdom behind these minarets, which are symbolized of the 5 pillars of Islam.
This is the biggest mosque in Oman, and it's been built by the Sultan Qaboos around like the end of the 90s, and it's quite impressive when you walk inside.
This is my third time in Oman, and I noticed quite some differences from when I came here 12 years ago. Some of the places we visited were completely non-touristical. The only way was asking the locals, while nowadays there is they are major touristic destination. But having said that, on the other side, not that much has changed. Omani people are still very welcome, are still very open to foreigners, but still has kept their tradition and the customs, and they're really proud of the country.
Really liked Oman. It was a very good experience. Everyone is very nice, and they're very kind to you. We've been traveling with our baby, and everyone was just stopping by to say hello to her, or just to try and get one of her smiles as well. Overall, a very, very good experience.